Yes, so let's talk about it. In my video talking about the Fraser prophecy, there was a lot of confusion about how Brianna could possibly be the subject of that prophecy, given that there are other relatives of the old fox that are living at that point. So to clear that up, I would highly suggest that you rewatch episodes 12 and 13 from season 3, because that has Gaelus's entire explanation written out on the screen pretty closely to how it's told in the books. And it also makes it very clear that while Claire travels through time with the primary purpose of being with Jamie, Gaelus has always traveled through time with the primary purpose of changing the future of Scotland. While in Jamaica, we see that Gaelus has hired a fortune teller, and she reveals a prophecy that explains that a 200-year-old baby must fall in order for a Scottish king to sit on the throne. At the time, Gaelus doesn't even know that Brianna exists, and she's very confused by this notion that there is a 200-year-old baby somewhere. But in her conversation and argument with Claire, Claire reveals that she went forward in time and delivered her child, and even shows her pictures of Brianna. So Gaelus immediately knows that this prophecy baby must be Brianna. Brianna was conceived in 1746, and then Claire goes through the stones, and she's born in 1948, so she's technically 200 years at the time of her birth. At this point in the shows and the books, there's nobody else that fits that description. So even though Brianna now has children, even though Jenny has her own offshoot of the Fraser Lovitt line, Brianna is the only one that fulfills this prophecy in its entirety. Now again, Gaelus's whole purpose for traveling back in time and her fascination with time travel all stems with her obsession with the Jacobite cause. She was a member of the Scottish National Party and also of the Society of the White Rose, all of which were obsessed with the Stuarts. And when she started to learn more about Craignadoon and time travel, she felt like the best option for her to change the fate of those men in that history was to go back in time and change it herself. Gaelus is in 1968 at one point and actually meets Brianna, but again, this is before she goes back in time to Jamaica and is told by Claire that Brianna is that prophecy baby, so she misses her window there. But after she hears about this from Claire, that Brianna exists and is living in the future, Gaelus decides that she's going to go back and go after Brianna herself. That is when she goes to the cave at Abondway with young Ian and is trying to go back through the portal, and as we know, Claire ends up stopping her. And to wrap the storyline neatly with a bow, Claire recalls a conversation she had with Joe Abernathy when they're looking over the bones of a woman from Jamaica found in a Caribbean cave who appears to have been beheaded, and now we know why.